Hello, this guide's going to give a quick overview of using Activinspire. I've gone for the primary look when I've switched it on, and this is how it looks when you first load it up. So from here I can use some of the simple tools down the side, so I can use the pen tool on there. You've also got the text tool, very simple if I wanted to add the date, so I could do that very easily. If I want to select an object that's on the screen, then you've got an arrow option over here. You can click on the arrow and I could then either resize something in the same way you would using something like Word or Publisher. I can also rotate it around. I can also just drag it and put it into the bin if I wanted to. With this text here, same as with anything else, if you highlight it, you've got text options down here. So, you can go and choose a different font. You can also make it bigger and bold and all those kind of things as well, changing colours, etc. So that's all available. If it doesn't fit in the box, again, just sort of make it wider. So all very straightforward for those simple things. With the pen option, you've got a few extra different bits down here. You've got some highlighters, so if I want to highlight a particular word, if I wanted the children to be able to see that word a bit clearer. You've got an undo button here as well, which I use quite often. You've got lots of different colours. You've got different thicknesses of pencil, from sort of really thin to the thicker ones there. You've also got the rubber option as well if you wanted to rub out some of your pen marks. So you can see you can just rub out parts of that. And I can again undo. If you select one of these pens, what you can do is use this little arrow here, you can stick to straight lines. So if, for example, I wanted to demonstrate how to underline, I can get the straight line here, just draw, and it will automatically draw a straight line. I mean, I can show the children how to underline their work, maybe how to also draw a margin down the side of their page. I can do that very quickly. You've got other options on here as well, so you can draw, sort of squares and circles and curves as well, or using the sort of tools that are available. They're all there. What I want to do, if I want to add extra pages, I can just press the arrow here to scroll to page 2, page 3. You can see up here at the top, it will just make new pages as I need to. You've also got this page browser over here. If you click on it, it will show you what's on each page. So if this is page 4, you can see that I can scroll through. I can drag them and rearrange them as well if I want to. Very straightforward, similar to sort of PowerPoint in that sort of way. What I want to do is I want to try and put some other information in there. So let me just get a picture from the internet here. If I just copy this picture, now you could do this from any sort of website. If you had a picture available, you can also use the media option there, and that will upload it from your computer and put it into Activinspire. I'm just going to just copy, and you can see that that is now in my page. Once I've got that, I can move it around, and again, if I just drag it, it moves. If I click, I get the options where I can rotate, I can move. I've got various different things that I can do, bringing forwards and back and so on, resizing if I needed to. So I can move them back like that. What I can also do from here is if I wanted to maybe add in a link to show where this page came from. So if just close that, insert, and then link, I could link to maybe a file. So that could be maybe the work that we're going to do later. I could link to a PowerPoint or a PDF file that the children are going to look at. I'll just put a website. So if I just put in, this came from bbc.co.uk, you could of course copy and paste where it came from if you wanted to, and then press OK. And you can have that link down there. What I can do is you can see that has a small arrow next to it, a little triangle that shows that if I click on there, it will load up that website, and there it goes, that comes up. What I can also do is if I go to insert link and website, if I do that again, let's go for Google this time instead, I can instead put a little image icon instead of actually having the word. Now if you've got a very long website, an image is probably a better option. So you can see this little globe here shows that it's going to be a website. So I could remove that if I wanted to. Oh, instead of clicking on it, I could remove it and just have a little globe to show where the next sort of resource is going to come from. So that's quite simple and straightforward. Other things I can also use from here, if I go to tools, you've got a few things that sort of hide part of the screen. So you've got, for example, the spotlight. So you can move this around. So who do you think this might be? Sort of give some clues. You can extend it as well if you want to, and just show part of the screen. You've also got the revealer does a very similar thing. So if you only want to read part of the text at once, you can do that. Maybe you don't want to show the top half of him at the moment and just sort of show who do you think this might be, what are your clues, how do you know that it's going to be a Tudor, maybe looking at sort of portraits and that kind of thing. So that's available. You can also reveal it from the side as well if you wanted to. But like I said, very useful if you're reading a text as a class and you want to focus the children's attention on a certain point on that page. You've also got things on here, for example, maths tools, so you can go to a ruler, you can go to a set square, etc., and you can drag these on. If I do that on a separate page, that makes more sense. You can drag the sort of number lines and other tools on there as well. On here, you've also got the option to insert things like shapes. So I could insert a shape, or not like that. If I inserted one from down here, for example, I could insert this rectangle. I can then move the ruler, go and see how long is this, what are the angles of the shape. If I had a triangle in there, I could insert, so from the tools, go to math tools, bring in a protractor, and we can start seeing what is the angle of that shape there. You can see it's nearly 70 degrees and so on. You can also move it around when you get to the side as well. So you could also, you can use it for lots of different math tools. So let's go to a blank page. Let's go to there. And again, if I want to remove those, I can just put them down here and get rid of them. Or go to Tools and untick the revealer and it'll disappear. Another option is the resource browser here. So if you click resource browser, the little arrow at the bottom, and you've got various different grids and backgrounds. So for example, if you wanted graph paper, if I wanted crosses or dots and so on, backgrounds if I wanted, illustrations or photos. You can also browse and find your own. The graphs let's go for graph paper or lined paper, for example. You can get square paper, and it depends on what you've got installed to what is sort of shared on there. There are also various resource packs and lesson building tools and different things that you can put on. So if I just wanted graph paper, I simply just drag that on, and there's my graph paper. I can then use that, or I can undo if I need to. So it's kind of a very sort of quick overview of using some of the simple tools in Activinspire. There are others, you can go through. You've got filling shapes, you've got shape recognition, etc. Under things like maths tools, you also have a calculator and a dice. More things that are on there. Inserting from scanners and other sort of tools as well, if you needed to. But lots of different tools to use. But that's sort of the basics to get you going with Activinspire.